How are you today, Dr. Hawass?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for joining for the interview. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you.
You are welcome.
So I'm just gonna click here to start the live stream.
Okay.
So how is everything going in Egypt at the moment, though?
Everything is fine.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gone into another lockdown here.
Say it again.
England.
Oh, I know, I hear.
Yes, we've got another lockdown. Started today.
Oh, God.
I went out shopping this morning and the shop was absolutely empty.
Oh.
Whereabouts do you live?
Just outside London.
Just outside London.
Yeah.
Well, we have just had 2,000 soldiers down the road into Pontins, you know, for this trial in Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
Like this mass testing. Well, they've taken over Pontins just down the road. So 2,000 of them.
There's a lot of people.
The live stream is up and running.
Right.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I will, if I can ask everyone else except myself and Dr. Hawass to mute their microphones. So today I am joined by the one and only Dr. Zahi Hawass. If you don't know who Dr. Hawass is, you're definitely at the wrong meeting. He is probably the most acclaimed Egyptologist, archaeologist out there. And he has agreed to speak to us today. And, you know, we all know Dr. Hawass from many documentaries and his books and his lectures and all those wonderful things that he has been giving to us over the years. So I would like to start off by actually finding out more about Dr. Hawass. So, Dr. Hawass, I would like to know, how did you become interested in history and Egyptology? Was it always your passion or did it happen by accident?
No, when I was young, I wanted to be a lawyer.
Yes.
But when I went to Faculty of Law and I bought the books, I found and I will never like law. Then I went to Faculty of Arts. I joined archaeology department by accident. I stayed 4 years. I was not really interested in archaeology. And even when I graduated in the age of 19 and a half, I wanted to leave this field and to be a diplomat,
yes.
But I couldn't. Then they sent me to do excavation. And I went to the site and I was unhappy to leave Cairo. One day, the workman found a tomb. In the middle of the tomb, there was a statue. I began to clean the statue. And this is when I said, I found my love, the passion.
The statue was of Isis.
Aphrodite.
Correct.
Aphrodite.
Yes. That's amazing. Where did that take place? It was obviously in a Greek Ptolemaic.
It was in a site in the delta called Com Abu Bello.
Yes.
I stayed excavating in this site more than 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a good thing you found that statue, because I don't think Egyptology would be the same without you.
It changed my life. That statue, it changed my life. And I began to learn. I went to study at the University of Pennsylvania. I stayed 7 years there, and that's how I had the passion for archaeology.
Yeah. And living in Pennsylvania, how was that, the adjustment from Egypt to America?
It was fine, really. I did not really see any difficulties. And mainly I was studying and I was lecturing, and it was really good work, hard work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I believe that's where you did your first TV appearance.
Maybe, yes.
Dr. Hawass, you grew up in a very small village in Egypt, and today you've become maybe one of the most recognizable Egyptians, not only in Egypt, but throughout the world. What advice would you give to yourself if you met yourself as a little boy today?
No, I think the advice is to have passion for anything. That's the most important thing. And this is what I tell all the young people. When I give lectures to young people, I tell them that the most important for them is passion. And that is the advice that I will give it to myself if I started from the beginning. Because that passion changed my life.
Yeah.
It made me to give beautiful lectures, to write books, and to be that passion really changed me as a person in many things.
Yeah, I know you used to play football quite a lot. So if you if you didn't go into law or Egyptology, would we be knowing you as a famous football player now?
I really don't know. That was a happy. I never thought that this will be something that will be with me all the time. But that was a happy, actually.
Yeah.
But I stopped playing because I had a problem in my leg. Then I did not really continue playing.
Yeah. And when you were a little boy and now you moved into the field of archaeology, you left studying to be a lawyer. What did your parents think about that?
You know, my father died when I was 13 years old. And my mother really is the one that she encouraged me to continue to study.
Yeah.
And my mother used to, when she used to be happy when she opened the TV and sees me.
I'm sure.
And that really made her very happy. And I was really happy to see that my mother is very proud and very proud of me. And that really made me very happy.
Oh, that's wonderful. You were friends with the late Omar Sharif, and Omar Sharif also shared a love for history and Egyptology. How
Yes.
did he get involved with that? Was it through knowing you, or did he always have that passion?
No, Omar loved Egyptology, and he did read a lot, and he was really in love with Egyptology. And this is why when we met, we became friends.
Yeah.
And he made many things for Egypt. He did made the narration for the National Geographic IMAX film,
Yes.
Mysteries of Egypt, and he did really a lot. And we used to travel with each other, and he was really very proud to be an Egyptian, and he never took the citizenship of any other country. He always wanted to be Egyptian. And I will never forget one day I took him to make his ID and went to the government department. And that was funny for me and him to go to this crowd and Omar to ask for an ID.
And I mean, he must have walked in, everybody knew exactly who he was.
Of course, yes. me and Omar were recognized in the streets of Cairo, everywhere.
Yeah.
And we became friends until he died in the age of 83. Yeah. And I never forget him because he was a very close friend of mine.
Yeah. But for you to be so recognizable, to go out, it must be quite difficult to, if you just want to go out and you don't want to be bothered, you just want to have a good time.
But that's, you know, that's something that I cannot avoid. Yeah. Because if when I go to any place and people ask me for a photograph, I cannot say no.
Yeah.
And but I like to make people happy, and this is why even when I travel and give lectures, maybe most of my time was taking photographs with people.
Well, you make a lot of people very happy, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've also published so many books, from King Tut to the Valley of the Golden Mummies. But which book of yours is your favorite?
Actually, my favorite book is The Valley of the Golden Mummies.
Yes.
Because that was very interesting excavation. And we stayed 3 years excavating mummies, and I did a beautiful documentary for National Geographic, and it was really a very interesting excavation. And this is why when I wrote this book with Harry Abrahams, I finished it actually in about 2 months only.
Wow. Wow.
Because I just wrote it from my memory. I never looked at any kind of publication or anything. And this is why if you read this book, you will feel as if I'm talking.
Mhm.
And that really is my favorite book.
Yeah. Would you say that it's the discovery that you're most proud of?
Well, it's one of them.
Yeah.
I'm excavating now in the Valley of the Kings.
Yes.
And we found major important things in the West Valley and in the East Valley. And I'm working now near the temple of Madinat Habu of Ramses III. I'm also working at Saqqara and starting the Egyptian mummy project again, looking for the mummy of Queen Nefertiti.
Yes.
And Queen Ankhis in Amun. And we, about a month ago, we found that this mummy in the Cairo Museum that's called the Screaming Mummy, it's for a lady.
Yes.
We found out that this lady, she was the daughter of Seknenra, the king who began the struggle against the Hyksos. And we found that she died of a heart attack. And that was very interesting.
That's why her face was pulled like that.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
her father's mummy also, it looks like he was in a lot of pain.
We are going to announce soon, in about a week, major important information about Seknenra, because we did scan his mummy.
Mhm.
And we found actually many new evidence about how he died and things like that.
Well, I'm very, very interested to see about that. I will keep watching.
Okay, good. You are based in London?
I'm in South Africa.
Oh, that's where in what city?
I'm in a little town called Bella Bella.
Oh,
Yeah, about 2 hours or so from Johannesburg.
perfect. Great.
You came to South Africa a couple years ago, and you did a lecture
Yes,
at the
I remember that.
exhibition.
The replica exhibit of
Yes.
Tutankhamun. Yes.
Yes. And I went to the exhibition, and I loved it. And I saw they were advertising your lecture. And
Yes.
I had my driver's license for literally like 1 week. So I was so scared to drive. So I said to a friend, would they drive me there? And they said no. So I missed your lecture.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you have to come back and lecture in South Africa again, please.
I will. Soon. Sure.
You are always welcome.
Thank you.
What did you think of South Africa?
No, I loved Cape Town, really.
Yes.
Johannesburg is a big town and violence and things like that. Then I
Oh,
really
yes.
did not enjoy it. But Cape Town is a beautiful town.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yeah. Well, we need you back. So
Thank you.
You discovered the tombs of the pyramid builders.
Yes.
Now, for us Egyptologists, was such a big discovery.
Yes, actually, I think, because people all the time talk about pyramids and they talk about aliens and things like that. But the discovery of the tombs of the pyramid builders actually is one of the most important discovery, because it proves from the names of the people that the builder of the pyramids were Egyptians and they were not slaves.
Yes.
And also the recent discovery of the Wadi al-Jarf papyri, that many people doesn't know really about it. it tells us for the first time about the construction of Khufu pyramid. It's a story from the overseer of the workmen. His name is Mirror. He took 40 workmen. He went to Torah to cut the white fine limestone. And after that, went to Sinai to bring the cover. And he said the Giza Plateau was called Khufu, means Khufu lives.
Yes.
Great Pyramid was called Akhet Khufu, means the horizon of Khufu. And he talked about Khufu lived in his palace at Giza. Major important things. And also, you know, when people always accuse me of hiding evidence of lost civilization, and I always say, how can you hide evidence? And therefore, when I found out the water table rise in front of the Sphinx, I had to drill. I did drill 32 drilling around the Holy Sphinx.
Wow.
And I found out that the Sphinx is a solid rock and a living rock. And there is really nothing is underneath the Sphinx.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally agree with you on that as well. I had a conversation once upon a time with a pyramidiot, and we had the same argument. We argued for 3 hours and we got nowhere. He was very adamant. So your discovery, it helps us so much. Yeah. But about the Giza Plateau, we know that many years ago, Princess Diana came to Egypt for the second time, and
Yes.
you got to take her around Egypt. I have always wanted to know, how was that experience?
She was a wonderful lady, really. And she had passion. She did read a lot. And that's why her questions was amazing.
Yeah.
And recently, you know, about a year ago, Will Smith came, and also Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom and Messi, the famous soccer player, and many people. When they come, they ask to see me, and that really is wonderful. And but the visit of Lady Di is something that I cannot forget. It was really amazing. She had a beautiful smile, and she was very intellectual, well educated, very smart lady, and beautiful.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that it was a good tour.
Yes.
But out of all these people that you have taken around Egypt, who stood out for you the most? Who really?
You know, everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Like everyone, I became a friend of most of them. We have like Obama, President Obama. He stayed 1 hour and a half. And when he entered inside a tomb with me, and he looked like a face, which is hieroglyphic.
Yes.
Word. And it's a proposition called Aban. It's a face of someone looks like Obama exactly. And he said, Dr. Hawass, I look like this. When Shakira came, we did have a fight because her bodyguard was not really nice to my photographer.
Oh.
And I had to dismiss her and him from the Sphinx. And I met many people. Jacqueline Bisset, Danny Grover, Kurt Russell, and Michael Bay, and all these people. Really, I enjoyed meeting all of them.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Will Smith spoke about he wanted to act as Pharaoh Taharqa from the 25th dynasty.
Yes, yes.
What do you think about if he did a movie about Taharqa?
That's a good idea. He would be perfect for that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you often speak about going inside the Great Pyramid, and you used to go in there and meditate. You said that there was some kind of power that you felt inside.
You know, that's what most of the people, when they go inside the pyramid alone, they do meditation, because the pyramid makes silence. It makes you away from all this trouble, from this world. You feel yourself, and you love this moment that you can sit down and close your eyes. It's really a beautiful moment. And that's really, in my opinion, is the magic of the pyramid.
Do you still go inside?
I go, but not alone now.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the new gem, the GEM museum?
You know, I built it. I started building the gem when I became the head of antiquities in 2002.
Yeah.
This is the most important culture project in the world. Tutankhamun, all his objects, the 4,500 objects will be shown. You will enter the Grand Museum under the obelisk. And after that, you will meet Ramses II statue. And you go to the staircase with 100 statues of kings of Egypt. King Tut galleries will be 2 galleries, other 3 galleries. I wrote an opera also, Tutankhamun, with an Italian magician. And this, we are hoping that this opera will be performed in the Grand Museum as well as in the time of the millennium of Tutankhamun. Also soon, the royal mummies, 22 mummies, will leave the Cairo Museum to go to the Civilization Museum. And our president is going to meet all the mummies there.
Yes. Which of the mummies is your favorite? Do you have a connection to it?
You know, the mummy of Queen Hatshepsut, because I found her mummy.
Yes, from the tooth.
And that was, yes, and that was really a great adventure.
Yeah. But with all the movement of the artifacts, do you get nervous about them moving these precious pieces?
But there is very professional type of people who really move the artifacts, and always in a very professional way, and nothing happened. And that's why we're always sure that these artifacts will be in a good hand.
Yes. I saw, when was it? 3 years ago, when I was in the Valley of the Baboons, when I went to Pharaoh I's tomb. Now, as you're walking up to the tomb on the right, I saw on the ground, I think it was alabaster, and it was pieces of a broken statue. One was a female, like a breast you could see. The other was like a piece of a nose. And I just looked at it, I thought, oh my goodness, there must be a tomb here still somewhere, or something that's here. What discovery do you still want to make that you know you will make in a soon?
The tomb of Queen Nefertiti.
Yes.
That's my dream, to discover. You know, in the Valley of the Baboons, I found 45 workshops for making gold and pottery and furniture. And I found a tomb, KV65, that contained the tools that the Egyptian used for construction. And I found amazing things now near the temple of Medinat Habu of Ramses III. Then that's really the tomb of Queen Nefertiti is my dream to discover.
And what discoveries, not discoveries, sorry, what excavations are you still working on at the moment? What's coming up?
I'm working now near the pyramid of Teti at Saqqara, also in the West Valley of the Kings, and near the temple of Medinat Habu. And in about 2 weeks from now, I will start working in the tomb of Ramses II to restore the tomb and make a major important discovery.
That sounds great. Ramses is my favorite pharaoh.
Yes.
I have not been able to go into the tomb yet, so please get it restored so I can go inside.
We will. Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know as well, when you have a day off, if you have a day off, what do you like to do?
You know, if I have a day off, I just want to watch movies. That's it.
What
That's what I
movie?
do. You know, I like movies in general. Most of the Hollywood movies I see all the time, and that's really what I do. If I have any time off, I watch movies. That's it. That's my hobby.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So I have some quick fire questions for you.
Okay. Sure.
So, favorite place in Egypt?
In Egypt, the pyramids.
What is your favorite artifact?
The golden mask of Tutankhamun.
This one.
Yes.
Favorite pharaoh?
Khufu.
Khufu. Favorite queen?
Actually, it's Queen Hatshepsut,
Hatshepsut.
Khufu's mother.
Yes. You're very connected to the fourth dynasty.
Yes. Yes.
And what is your favorite place outside of Egypt?
United States. That I love Los Angeles.
You should have said
I
South
go there.
Africa.
What?
You should have said South Africa.
Oh, and Cape Town.
Well, thank you so much for answering my questions. I have one more
Thank you.
question before we take just a couple questions from some of the viewers.
Okay.
You have inspired many, many people to become Egyptologists, including myself, from when I was about 6 years old. I used to watch you on TV and I used to go, I want to be like this guy. What is the one thing you can give advice about to people wanting to become Egyptologists?
Passion.
Passion.
That's it.
It's the most important.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you.
Shukran.
Goodbye. Thank you.
So let's just see if we have any questions. I'm just gonna, how do I unmute everyone? Okay, whoever has a question for Dr. Hawass, we'll take maybe about 3 or 4 questions. Just unmute and ask your question.
Dr. Hawass, when do you think that the new museum will be opened?
Maybe June 2021.
Right, can't wait to get there. Can't wait to get to Egypt onto that.
Okay.
Out of Giovanni Belzoni, Petrie, Gardner, all those early Egyptologists, who would be the one that you would most sort of be in awe of?
Howard Carter.
Howard Carter, yeah,
Yeah,
I agree
yeah.
with you there. He's actually the one who brought more to the world than any of the others.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Howard Carter. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Shukran.
Any more
I think,
questions?
Lucia, let's get from Lucia.
Yes. Hi, Curtis. Hi, Dr. Hawass. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
We are from Argentina. And I have a question. Yes. There are a lot of theories about how King Tut dies.
No, we know now he was not murdered. We have evidence that he was not well. He had malaria and he died in an accident. If you want to know more, I wrote a book called Tutankhamun from Howard Carter to DNA. And I explained in this book all the evidence of how Tutankhamun was not murdered.
Okay, so he died for an accident.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. From the head, because I read something that there are a lot of lesions on his head.
That area on the back was opened in Dynasty 18 to put the liquid for mummification.
Okay, okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Shukran.
Thank you. Okay.
Could I ask a quick question? I'd love to know your top 3 places to visit for first-time people going to Egypt. What would you recommend that they visit? The 3 top ones.
The Giza pyramids, Saqqara, Valley of the Kings.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Shukran. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Hawass.
Goodbye.
That
Thank
was
you.
so much fun. Thank you. And I hope to see you in Egypt soon.
Soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye
Thank you so
bye.
much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. That was fascinating.
Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Gil. Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Thank you.
Two cats took a chance.
Oh, if you can send me that link again, please, Curtis, that'd be very much appreciated.
No problem. I will email it to you.
Yeah. If you're ever doing any more, just give me a shout.
I will. I have a few in the
In the pipeline.
plans. I have
Brilliant.
and for anyone who's watching, we have a live Zoom meeting with Salima Ikram on the 20th at 6 p.m. Cairo time. So if anybody would like to join on that one,
Will you send the link for that?
I will post about that soon. Yes.
Okay.
Right, look forward to that.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you all for coming. And this will also be posted up onto YouTube and Instagram and everywhere else.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care. See you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye,
Vanessa.
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Curtis.
Stay-
Thanks. Bye. Bye.
Bye.